came at the king this year, and you probably didn't miss the cabal across the board just going down. I mean, this morning, Pete, in chat, I mean, they were saying, dude, you're not playing Justin Jefferson. Send me a head-to-head. And I did. That's actually one of the few games above $10 I won for the entire day. I guess let's just start here. Week 18, was this far and away the most chaotic week 18? To me, it doesn't even seem close. I didn't know what the fuck to play. Even after lock, I was just like, I have no idea what's good and what's bad.
I thought it was the most, like, I remember previous years, like, having my shell firmed up on a Friday. It was like there were, even with week 18 stuff, like last year, I remember with the Viking stuff, it was like you always knew you were playing that stuff in that game. And this year we were getting stuff changing, dare I say, flipping the slate on its head left and right. And as evidenced by our lineups, I feel like in years past, we've had a lot of overlap. There was so many differences across our 4 lineups here.
No, we had a very low amount of overlap. And this is probably best evidenced by the optimal lineups of whichever site you use being so different. So I have to run the Sims up. This was their top op, though. Lawrence, Bijan, Gibbs, Jacoby Myers, Darius Slayton, Michael Wilson, Dalton Schultz, Darius Cooper, and the Bills. Obviously, none of us would have played Dalton Schultz. ETR was Trevor, Bijan, Gibbs.
Why did you say that? I mean, with Nico being ruled out, I actually think Dalton Schultz became very clearly in play in the last.
No, the only mid-tier tight end who was in play was Colston Loveland. That's it. No one else was playable. The ETR, you interrupted me, Nate. The ETR lineup was Lawrence, Bijan, Gibbs, Puka, Dotson, and Cooper, Dulcich, Jaylen, Wright, and the 3K defense, whatever the 3K. I want to say some 3K defense, and then we did get confirmation, Pete, official confirmation from someone who took Cardi's game. Cardi did play.
Yes, I was
wondering. He played. So the blitz optimal was Alada Kuhn, Jaylen Wright, Bijan Robinson, Puka, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Michael Wilson, Greg Dulcich, Michael Mayer, and the Vikings. So of all the optos, I would say Cardi was closest to directional accurate. He forgot to do one thing, which is, I'm sorry, man. Look in the camera. If you're watching this, look at me. If you did not play Trevor Lawrence, just don't bother coming out to cash game week next year. you played with no mojo. You don't understand the game we're playing. Trevor Lawrence, I mean, for 1 second, Sammy, did you consider playing another quarterback other than Trevor Lawrence in cash games?
Absolutely, I did. You're goddamn right, I did.
Well, okay, I went to the right person. I went to the right person for this question.
And I wish I had,
Who would you have played?
I would have played Jackson Dart.
I was going to say, dude, wait till you see his lineup. He had a boner for this game, and we got to talk about this CD Lamb play.
No, you spoiled it. I'm saving it.
Sorry.
I'm going to have a hard out right before we have to talk about that. Actually, guys, got a
if you think about it, I mean, like, sure, shuck, whatever. No, guys. Trevor Lawrence just scored the most fantasy points that any quarterback has ever scored in the fantasy football playoffs before, and he was in a must-win. Win this game, we win the division against a bad pass defense. There was nothing else that you could do. I mean, Pete, when you were running all the Sims, did you have one team that told you not to play Lawrence?
Well, first of all,
Sims. Sorry,
Sims. I mean, big fan of the sponsor of this show, Run the Optimizer. They have a great optimizer product. You don't need Sims to build the highest floor lineup. But no, I never did. I tried to be respectful of my guest Derek Carty when he was on my show Friday. I wanted to hear him out about Mr. A Lot of Fucks or whatever, but there was just no chance in hell that I was dumpster diving down there this week.
I guess maybe, Nate, you could have done Tanner McKee.
Yeah.
Would have been kind of defendable.
I think that there was probably 4 defendable ones. It was obviously Lawrence, Dart, Williams, and McKee. I think anybody else was a huge mistake. That's just getting fancy on week 18. I think Caleb definitely could have been in play. I think that Dart definitely could have been in play. And I think McKee at his price, especially when we heard Devonta was going to start, I thought McKee was in play too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Caleb. So the thing with McKee is, what did it get you? What are you looking? I guess maybe if you really wanted to play McBride, I guess would have been the only thing you get to you would have done.
No, Lawrence was the play. I mean, this is too much talking already at a quarterback position. Lawrence was the play. If you ran 100 optimals on any decent site, 90% of it's going to be Lawrence.
Yeah, you're getting all Lawrence. So running back was, I guess I would say, a little bit more interesting because Bijan was projected a bazillion points better than everyone. Then in the next tier, we had Jahmyr Gibbs, who was projected a bazillion points better than the next tier. Then there was just a bunch of guys. I mean, basically at that point, there was like 15 guys who all projected the same, from Chase Brown to Henderson to Swift to all these guys. Then you had the punt guys. So you had Jaydon Blue, you had Jaylen Wright, you had Tank Bigsby, who is 5,400. You had the Jets guys. I don't think anyone seriously considered playing the Jets guys. You had Estime, you had Ray Davis. Well, Ray Davis is an interesting one because if you would have left room to swap, you would have known that after Jonathan Taylor got like 7 fucking yards or something against the Texans, that Ray Davis, he already won the rushing title, so there was no reason for him to play. He was going to come out with Josh Allen, which meant that Ray Davis, that 12-point projection, I know Run the Sims, we moved him after that game from a quarter of the work to like almost all the work for Ray Davis and Brashard Smith, also famously touted by Mike Leone on Establish the Million. Now, who wants to be the Jaylen Wright defender? Who wants to bag defend Jaylen Wright?
Not me.
I bet Nate will. Nate will. Nate will explain why playing Jaylen Wright was so good. Nate, floor's yours. Why'd you want to play Jaylen Wright?
Because Jaylen Wright's an actual NFL talent that they've been giving touches to more than this week 18. I mean, Jaydon.
I love when Nate turns into like a college prospect guy on this show now.
Jaydon legitimately all year has just been like total dust, just inactive. He has the shoe mess up. I mean, there's so many things about this guy where it's clear the team hates him. And then we think, oh, week 18. No,
Nate, your 900 Python windows are causing you to not be able.
I thought he was pausing for comedic effect there.
No. Nate literally has like 900 Python windows up on his computer right now, trying to scrape out and explain why Nate, before the show started, literally said something has to be wrong because there's no way Jaydon Blue had more expected points than Jaylen Wright in his programming. he literally is like, there's got to be a mistake here.
I thought Jaydon Blue was going to give me and Nate the blade early on, and then they just stopped using him.
He had seven. Well, he stayed in the game. What happened was Joe Milton came in, and once Joe Milton came in, I don't even know if they had like one drive where they were able to like string plays together. But once Joe Milton came in, it was completely over. I mean, frankly, he had 74 yards and a touchdown after the first quarter, and then scored negative fantasy points in the second half.
This is what I will say about, like, I don't care about playing two players on the same team, whatever, but two players on the same team against a highly motivated team who wants to win and is going to run up the score and play hard the entire game. Probably should have thought that through a little bit longer than I did when I just rushed to jam two Dolphins.
Well, I would say, right, if he was the only guy at that price and the only guy in the situation of like being the starting running back, sure. Like as Joe King says, Blue and Wright on any other week are auto locks. I mean, pretty much basically like this is
I disagree because on other weeks you have such higher opportunity cost at the running back position at the high end.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I was just thinking like the Rico Dowdle spot when Hubbard was out that one time. He was 4,300. I want to say the matchup maybe was not great when he smashed or whatever. But I guess to Nate's point, which Nate is wrong, but to Nate's point, if your prior is that Jaydon Blue sucks and is not any good and is going to do bad with the work that he gets, then whatever. There's no difference between him and Jaylen Wright. But that's not my prior. Like,
you gotta watch. You gotta watch the game. Blue is playing at a different speed, than everybody else. Like,
but you know that the team hates him.
Huh?
The team hates him. The team has had many opportunities to give him work this year. And
what better punishment than making him carry the ball 20 times in a meaningless game in week 18? What better punishment? This is, I mean, how many guys? Like, list off the running backs we played in week 18. Niall Davis. The one I'll always remember is Dwayne Washington, week 18. They randomly, this was for the Saints. Kamara actually still got the first half. And Dwayne Washington on the last drive of the game gets to the 100-yard bonus, finishes with exactly 100 rushing yards, no catches, no receiving yards, exactly 13 points. Patrick Taylor from Green Bay. I mean, we've played so many dust balls. And the reason why I played Jaydon Blue over Jaylen Wright is the game environment. I mean, the total for Giants Cowboys was, I think, legitimately 15 points higher than New England and Miami. And the Dolphins team total was like, what, like 13 or something?
13.
Like,
also, his
low.
quarterback isn't Quinn Ewers or whatever the fuck his name is.
Quinn Ewers was Jaydon Blue's college quarterback, by the way, to really bring the thing.
Maybe
circle.
That's why Jaydon Blue, wasn't that highly touted coming out of college, because he was held back by Ewers. I mean,
they're saying.
I thought it wasn't that close between Blue and Wright. Like, no way.
I didn't really think it was close at all. All right, Pete, this is what you played. Lawrence, Wright, Bijan, Puka, Darius Cooper, Jamar Chase, Juwan Johnson, Greg Dulcich, and the Vikings. The Chase and Puka play, I don't think I saw anyone on that. What sort of, trip down the floor projections got you there?
Well, I had zero interest in playing Gibbs. I thought Gibbs was such a fragile play, and Jamar Chase and him projected very, very similarly. And I liked the roster constructions and taking advantage of the 2 tight ends. I wasn't getting to like the 3 running back builds with Gibbs. And so everything was just pushing me to Chase. And it was literally 0.2 off of the ETR optimal, this lineup. So I didn't think I was IKBing too hard. And I just thought his floor was higher than Gibbs's with a similar ceiling. And I just really liked ending up on the 2 high-end wide receivers.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, you hit at something else, which is kind of interesting here, which is how bad would you have had to have played to actually found a lineup that gave up like 2 points off of a top optimal? Because there were a bazillion lineups within a point of, whatever the top optimal was.
And I will say, when I talked with Sammy, even last night, and definitely with Cardi a little bit, like I was still pretty scared of Puka until... Yeah, but just staring at that team total, McVay coming out saying they were going to play this straight. And then I was just like, I can fade Gibbs. I can't fade both Gibbs and Puka. And there was nothing else to pay up for. It's like, if you're fading Puka, like, yeah, McBride, I guess, is the one piece then I'm getting in. But I'm just like, I like the value at tight end. So I was just, all right, I'm eating the Puka stuff. And then I was willing to basically have my day come down to Chase versus Gibbs.
Yeah. And I mean, I think like, I would have definitely done Gibbs again in this spot. Like, I felt pretty comfortable with that. I don't know. Sammy, did you? Well, actually, hold on. We're going to come to Sammy. Sammy has to wait.
I did consider Gibbs, but I mean, if you pull up my team, I went Genty, and I felt really good about the Gibbs versus Genty thing. I genuinely thought Genty was going to outscore Gibbs straight up. And I thought that, like, with the salary discount and everything else, I felt really good about it. I mean, the Genty narrative was so strong coming into this game to have his offensive coordinator, Pete Carroll himself, and just basically the whole team talking about trying to get him this 121 yards or whatever. They have nothing to play for. And with Pete Carroll as the coach, him getting 25 carries just like was totally within the range of outcomes. And I just was like, he's good enough where if you give him the carries, I figured he'd get there. But yeah, he didn't get there. And
so sick. I kind of felt the same way, Nate. And you look at the stuff and it's like Genty had 26 carries and 5 targets. for 6,400. I mean, that's a smash. It's you couldn't ask for anything better. But it feels like 75% of his games this year, he's had obscenely below average efficiency, right? Because the Raiders are so bad. And he is very good. And so it's like you figure this is going to even itself out once in a while. And it has twice, right? He had that monster.
No,
game
it has multiple. It has like 4 times.
Like twice. And against Houston. And that's kind of it. Every other game, he's averaging like 2.8 yards per carry. And it's like, how does this has to even out? And I thought you might be right about that, Nate. And
the reason why Nate's lineup is bad
right.
is because he played fucking Darius Slayton, dude. Just enough of this shit, man. Darius Slayton.
Okay, Darius Slayton has actual talent. Like I know he's old, but like this dude gets long targets and he converts. He always gets separation deep down the field. And when you take Wan'Dale off the field, Jackson Dart legitimately it opens up like 10 targets for him.
Yeah, dude, he was just Gunnar Olszewski, man. 8 for 101 today for Gunnar Olszewski.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I legitimately thought Darius Slayton was like, I thought 10 targets from Jackson Dart, no Wan'Dale. This is going to be a lock. All these other guys are like, you're just praying to get there, where Darius Slayton can do this on a normal week.
Nate
great
said
year
in the private chat, you guys are gonna fade Darius Slayton's 10 targets, and we're all like, yes. And he had 9 targets. They like nailed it. He
had 9 targets and the one on the 2-point conversion. That's 10.
There you go.
He did have a 73-yard touchdown call back for OPI that was soft.
Yeah, soft. I'll actually give Nate this. Slayton was compelling in this slate because figuring out that third wide receiver slot, so you have Puka, you have Cooper. I think those guys were definitely locks. I think Dotson over Cooper is bad, but whatever. I mean, that's like...
Let's talk about the Dotson over Cooper thing, because I think Dotson over Cooper is also another Week 18 thing where Dotson legitimately has had games where he has provided value for the...
But Cooper was not on the team last year.
But Dotson has done it with St. Brown or with AJ Brown and Devonta Smith on the field.
Well, what do you mean it? What do you mean it?
He's saying he scored a long touchdown with those guys on the field.
He's been able to run routes and produce. Where Darius Cooper, literally, we haven't seen anything since preseason, and we're just praying and hoping that he can be an NFL.
No, you're not praying and hoping because Darius Cooper and Tanner McKee were the Michael Wilson and Jacoby Brissett of the preseason. You know exactly what you're gonna get.
I would say this. I was
getting Jahan Dotson at the same price. I'm like, there's no. I'm not giving up anything to go from Dotson down to Cooper. Like, I'll just take the guy that I know is an actual player.
I wanted to play Dotson on my lineup. I did not have the money for him. Like I didn't have the 400, so I had to play. But I didn't mind it. But if I had the salary, I would have played Dotson over him.
If it was equal, I would have also played Dotson. And the reason is simply because, yes, Dotson has been on the field, in real spots, whereas Cooper hasn't. But the other thing is, Jahan Dotson, I know he sucks, but he was a first-round pick.
Revenge game too, Sammy.
Revenge game. It's true.
Revenge
Jahan Dotson is
by the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think, they say that Week 18 is a ball knower slate. I think you got to know a little bit of ball. Darius Cooper from Tarleton State.
You're going to hit us with the converted quarterback because someone was reading old articles about him this morning before finalizing his lineup.
I know about Cooper because I play preseason DFS. Now, it was too late for us to do anything about this, but Devonta playing did make Dotson and Cooper like pretty, because they didn't get a target in the first quarter. But there was what could we do? There was nothing. I guess we could have played Keandre Lambert-Smith. That was it. That was all you could do.
You could have gone down to
Juju, I guess. Did any of you guys think about playing Kevin Austin? Because that was what when Wiggins was chewing up his food to the baby birds. I believe that was the name he tossed out to the baby birds. Was Kevin Austin?
Yeah, originally early in the week when I was making the shell, he seemed like the punt before we got the Eagles guys. So, but once we got that, I was like, no, not really.
I'm
how
also
much was Austin? I forget.
3,400.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am disappointed in you guys. I decided I was doing the punt Dulcich thing early on, but you guys, Pete, you spent on Juwan, Nate spent on Juwan, Sammy, the less we say about that, the better. No consideration for Loveland. Because I thought Olave being out, what does that really do for Juwan Johnson? What is a lot like? Are you gonna feed your offense through Juwan? I had Loveland in my shell.
Actually, they've done that for multiple weeks. Juwan Johnson legitimately has had like 20 point, like this.
Say the line, Nate.
That's
say the line.
Look at his Whopper. I'll take hate on this Jaylen Wright nonsense, but
I'm not taking hate with Juwan, Nate. No. We'll handshake on the Juwan Johnson.
No, Juwan was the great value at this. Like,
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying neither of you guys, just no consideration for Loveland.
There was consideration, but obviously,
but there were way better. Even like Michael Mayer at 3,500. Like it was
going
to be a lot of play.
39.
Loveland was 3,900.
$300 less.
I'm a straight up fish for not playing.
Oh, yes, you are.
Why we're playing this game? How much was Ramondre Stevenson, and why didn't we consider him?
Well, the only reason I ask is because Loveland was who I had in my shell before I decided. Because I think similar to you guys, I wasn't gonna play Puka until I don't even remember what happened on Saturday to make this game matter, but this game ended up mattering. Oh, because it meant that the Rams were not the 7 seed. And I think once most of the time these teams do not play for seeding, but the difference between playing the Eagles and playing the Panthers, I mean, is that a touchdown difference in terms of the spread? Is that 7.5 points in the spread? That's about as big as it gets.
And we already had McVay earlier in the week saying that he was interested in playing his guys. So it wasn't just that we had to pivot on Saturday. We already had them going into the weekend saying he wasn't happy with how last week went. He wants to go into playing those guys. So there was multiple sources of information that we had that led us towards thinking they're going to go for it.
Yeah. So once, because I think I actually had Chase, Juwan. I'd have to go pull it up from this morning. And then I guess here's my team. I played Lawrence, Bijan, Jaydon Blue, Puka Nacua, Luther Burden. Shout out to Ben Johnson for not calling any of the Luther Burden plays until the second half. Had Luther Burden's pass that he got a screen that was a 10-yard reception. Had that stood as a reception. I still would have lost the Pete by 0.5 because I lost the Pete by 0.1.
Yeah, you really buried the lead on who waltzed into this 4-man with $50 on the line from each of us and took the crown.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, the ETR train did beat Peter. So it was 118.5. Lawrence, Gibbs, Bijan, Puka, Dotson, Slayton, Juwan Johnson, Dulcich, and the Vikings defense 118.5. So we all lost to the baby bird train this week. What can you do? It happens. It happens to the best of us. It's week 18.
Yeah, it's tilting, that's for sure. Get to Sammy's nonsense. I mean, Sammy, defend yourself. What the?
Sammy took the ball knower slate. He took it a little far. Sammy, why don't you tell the people what you did here?
Well, they say cash games are dead, right? I was on Pete's podcast last night. We were talking about, it's not really, profitable, this and that. But you look at my team and it is just proof positive that there is still an edge out there for those that take my head-to-heads. I mean, this was like the worst slate of the year for me. Like most weeks this year, I've been like, okay, I'm pretty solid about what I'm doing Saturday night, and I wake up Sunday. Maybe I make a tweak or two, update some stuff, but like I feel pretty good. And this morning, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I got to blow it up. And I literally swapped right before lock because what I decided is, and here's what I played. I played Lawrence and then Bijan, Blue, and Genty. And then at receiver, Michael Wilson, Luther Burden, and CeeDee Lamb, Dulcich, and the Commanders defense. And I said, you know what? I don't want to fuck around with these dopes, these Coopers, these Dotsons, these Austins. Like, I don't want it. I want alphas only on my team. And so I said, Michael Wilson, he is a straight up alpha. Like, we got to get Michael Wilson. Luther Burden, I mean, the late season complete smash, like, we have to have Luther Burden. And then I was like, okay, so I didn't really want to do Puka. I was okay with him, but I wasn't that sold that he was going to smash. Bad job me. And I wanted to play, I fooled around with Jamar Chase, and then I fooled around with Justin Jefferson. And I was like, ooh, Jefferson. And, then I went game log fishing, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. And I said, you know what fits really well is CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb got one target, one catch for 4 yards. And, this is frankly the problem with having children. I'll just be honest with you guys.
He's throwing his kids under the bus.
This is the problem with having kids, man. Like, I had no idea the Cowboys were going to rest anybody.
Hey guys, when I'm looking at this roster, Davis, when you sent this over, and it was a little different, right? Because you put money on the line. But did Sammy think this was a dynasty 4-man?
Yeah, I mean, Luther Burden, he's going to be great.
I frankly feel extremely like, first off, Sammy, Lamb was so bad. He would have been bad, I think, even if you knew that they were going to play all 4 quarters, just like you probably would have rather played St. Brown. But it's extra bad when that game was just like stunk to high heaven in terms of like guys being out. Jaydon Blue starting at running back, like Wandale got placed on fake IR. Like, those teams did not want to play that game.
Sammy, let me ask you a real question about the Lamb play, because someone in the cram this morning too was like, what am I missing on the Dak projection? And we were talking about the Joe Milton stuff and how they had kind of signaled that they like, did that give you pause of like, oh, maybe the passing game stuff might be shakier here?
No, I didn't read any of those signals. And again, this is a problem with IRL stuff. I haven't been consuming content this week really. And somebody put out like a cool chart about motivations and this and that, and
let me tell you,
be fine. And I'm like, oh, okay,
frankly,
cool.
even if you did pay attention to everything this week, it was all shot to shit by this morning. Like, I sat down. Nate, you're on mute.
I played some CD in tournaments, so I mean, there wasn't necessarily clarity that he was going to play as low.
Whoa, Pete, Nate talking about tournaments on this show. I didn't know.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, put him back on mute.
Yeah.
I played 3 tournament lineups today, and every team I did Caleb, Burden, and Loveland. Because I was like, this is it was just the spot of all spots. Frankly, I was about to say, like, I'm really, really tilted about Burden, but I'm actually not, because sometimes this is just the way, like, it's an oblong leather ball and it bounces in weird ways.
But you're not tilted about the fact that you paid $5,300 for Luther Burden when Justin Jefferson was $5,800, and guys like that.
Because sometimes that shit just happens, man. JJ McCarthy got an owie on his finger and asked to leave the game, and then Jefferson got 40 more yards once Pete's guy Max Brosmer came in. Like, it's just.
Can I address people? I've been getting tagged in that clip. It takes legit athleticism to do like a somersault barrel roll out of that play there. So everyone needs to also look at the fucking scoreboard. Another win, dude. This guy fucking sleepwalks today, wins. And all your chirp, 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 chirp. Your quarterback could never.
It's really sad that this bit is going to be lost to the sands of time, because Max Brosmer will never play in an NFL game again. Like, it is a bummer that, like, we're going to be like doing like UFL DFS 3 years from now and be like, dude, Max Brosmer threw some passes to Justin Jefferson. I mean, I definitely don't think 18 points from Justin Jefferson made him the best play of the slate. People were excited about playing him, and I'd give a lot of credit to these people if Dude, $6,000 Justin Jefferson. Dude, $6,200 Justin Jefferson. Dude, $6,500 Justin Jefferson.
You're just martingaling Jefferson.
They were all the worst.
They
were all the worst play of the slate for 2 months in a row. So I'm not really giving it to you guys on that one.
I do want to give. I know we're piling on Sammy a little bit. I got to give him some flowers because I literally had some notes up throughout the week, and I had a little thing. I had my Levitan. I said, "Who were my locks?" And Lawrence was there. Bijan was there. I had Michael Wilson in my lock
as a
category
play
for like the entire week. And then when I got on the Chase Puka thing, I obviously just couldn't make it happen. And so I had to relinquish that. But Michael Wilson was such a fucking good play.
He was. So I guess on my team, I could have done Michael Wilson instead of Burden and Genty instead of Gibbs, which would have been a winner. And on Pete's team, you could have done, I guess what it would have been Wilson and a tight end, or Wilson Slayton or something instead.
Yeah, I would have had to blow up the entire, and like the whole thesis of my lineup was to play Puka and Chase together. So I was just like, whatever. I mean,
who cares? At the end of the day, no, Frankie, this is a lie. I didn't call you an idiot. I called you an idiot for playing Kyron Williams free lock. So incorrect. I did not call you an idiot for playing Michael Wilson. You said, "Oh, I could play Michael Wilson." Yeah. So, and then I mean, I guess we have not said Greg Dulcich's name, but I mean, he felt just like super
2,600 was a great play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought the commies defense was a really good play too. I knew the Vikings were good too, but I didn't think it was like there was a 5-point difference in the end. Like
if that would night and day. Something, I would have had no problem going down to Commanders.
Yeah.
The Vikings had a shutout going until 30 seconds left in the game.
How owned? I'm trying to think.
And you want to know why they had a shutout going? Max Brosmer didn't have any pick sixes, and you guys need to give him some credit for that.
The Vikings were 61% owned in like the $25.
Yeah, I'm not saying they were a bad play. They were a perfectly good play, but I just had to get Luther Burden in, dude. You don't understand.
I had to also. It was like the backbone of the lineup. I had to have Burden. What an idiot.
my final 2v2 was Burden Commies or Slayton Rams. Was because that was my Nate moment where I was going to randomly pay up for a 1% owned $3,600 defense.
That's a total Nate move.
That was a total Nate move, and I didn't do it.
I panicked, Davis, when I because you had that comment about paying up for defense, and when the Broncos scored, I was like, shit, does Davis have them in the 4-man? I thought you had them on the pick 6, but then but you didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I should have gotten all of you guys with just like if Luther Burden beats his.
I had 17 points taken off from Darius Slayton on him.
Okay, well, yes. I mean, if he wants to commit offensive pass interference, Darius Slayton sucks, and I hope that you never have to do it again because he probably won't be on an NFL team next year.
What about the 10 points I lost on that stupid Michael Wilson, Randy Moss catch?
Dude, he was balling today. He could have had 35.
Yeah.
What did he need? What did he need to get 1,000? Was it 90?
He got it.
Was it 90? It was 90 something, right?
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of soft, the one they called back on Michael Wilson was so soft. I mean, you just got to
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I legit thought Michael Wilson was as good as Chaser Puka on the slate. He was just less. I was like,
dude, with MH, with Marvin Harrison out, I loved Wilson as well. I was really looking to get Wilson in. I just couldn't do it without fading Puka, which I wasn't going to do.
Yeah. Well,
did any of you guys ever think about the other mid-tier receivers? I know people were playing like some Sutton, some Jacoby Myers.
So some people did that. Some people did like Jahan Dotson, Jacoby Myers, and Cortland Sutton, like all together with like.
I guess Jefferson too.
Jefferson, yeah. I did because I just wanted to play Puka, and I thought one of the two Eagles guys was like a must. Yeah.
Can we just also say, I mean, I know week 18 is always pretty bad as far as the quality of play, but I mean, I was barely watching today, but this is just some dog shit football. I mean, just absolute horrendous product on the field by Mr. Goodell out there.
It was horrible. It like every game, like red zone was like locked into Falcons Saints because it like kind of mattered for like it was horrible. Go back to 16 games.
Was it worse than any week 17 we've ever had?
Yes. Yeah.
It was
horrible. Man. I mean, in terms of like actually who won the game where both teams were trying, there wasn't one, right? Where the result of the game mattered for two teams, there was not one.
No.
Mm-mm. I mean, it doesn't matter because he was just giga owned, but any thoughts on the Bijan stuff? Like, what even happened in that game? Why did he suck?
I mean, Cousins was awful.
And they took back his touchdown for a hold, and then he was never heard from again. I don't know what happened.
Like the Falcons couldn't sustain a drive, and then when they did, it would be like a prayer ball to London that he would come down with on the sideline. Like they just like really never felt like every time they switched to it, it was the Falcons punting and then like 7 Saints plays and then like a bad Saints turnover or something. It felt like they just barely had the ball.
If the field was just like 2 feet wider, I think Drake London might be the best receiver of all time. He legitimately comes down with so many incredible catches that are just slightly out of bounds. And every time red zone cuts to him, that's just what it is. It's him coming up with an amazing catch that's very clearly out of bounds.
Yeah. I think Judy was in the ETR optimal for a little while. So
there's never been a play in cash that I have not waived so quickly that Jerry Judy in all optos. There just
Judy was only like 6% owned. He was not played.
No, but
people knew. People know too much ball these days because he was showing up on the value list, and it was like, I don't think so. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah.
I'm trying to see right now. I was trying to see if it was possible to build a lineup where you play Puka, Chase, and Michael Wilson. And
super easy.
Yeah,
could have played right. Could have played right and blue.
Right.
Yeah, super easy.
No. Well, you would have had to come off Lawrence. You would have had to come down from Lawrence.
Yeah, and play Jackson Dart. That's fine.
Man, I tell you what. In insult to injury, obviously this is like the most action that I play all year. Because shout out to our dude Pete for drumming up the action. Of course, lost every one of my 109s by like a combined like 7 points. But actually, no, I was gonna say combined 7 points. That's not true. There was one guy who had his DraftKings username was like throwing taint. And he did a Caleb double in cash with Loveland. So shout out to him. But Colin, who's in the chat all the time, he smoked me with he didn't smoke me, he won by like half a point, but he played Justin Jefferson, and someone else got me in a 109. So that's always a little bit of insult to injury when you not only are you like fighting to break even, but you also lose your biggest game. So shout out to you, Peter, for winning 52% of your head-to-heads on DraftKings. Where can I subscribe to your Substack?
That's right. I got to write up, do my write up here. And I forgot to mention this. I did actually win 98% of my head to heads on FanDuel today. I had just like the plays I got to over there. Like it would blow your mind how soft it's over there. I mean, I just had all the good plays. I woke up with Ramondre on FanDuel. Like it just kind of worked out that way.
Ramondre and Tracy. It was just
it just built itself. I mean, the lineup just basically built itself.
Oh god, I mean that's a lot of good cash game bits. It's hard to say what's the best one, but yeah, I mean, Pete, cash game week, you grinded, you did bits for 7 straight days. You turned your Friday show into the Cardi show. you're writing these bits all year. How did it feel to generate $90 of profit on Cash Game Week?
Well, considering I'm generally generating about 25% profit on my GPP weeks, it felt fucking incredible, Davis.
Didn't it feel kind of nice to know exactly what you were rooting for in every game?
I will say that the sweat was very clean today.
Yes.
Like I knew like that chase drive when you said the text about getting the bailout there. I was like, I'm fucking smoked because he had like 11 points heading into that final drive. And you were done.
You were fucked.
Dude, I had checked out. I was at the mall with April. We're just fucking wandering around, killing time, burning calories. And you send that text, and I was like, "Are you fucking trolling me?" Like, and it saw that drive.
90 seconds, and I knew at the time. It's always funny in the context of a day. Like, if you're like, "Oh, that's going to be big for me," that's not going to be big for me. Like, I knew when you scored, that was going to make you a big favorite. And then I knew when Michael Wilson scored, I was like, oh, I'm in trouble now. If Wilson had not scored, I think, not even I think, I feel pretty good our team would have been okay. But fuck.
I will say, even with, and I obviously have just a shit ton of variety in the lineups I'm playing across all those different head-to-heads.
Yeah, shout out to your opponents not pressing.
Well, like, it's like the Wilson thing's bad, and then the Gibbs thing is bad, and like I'm facing like every single one of these different types of lineups. So from that perspective, it's kind of hard to know like what you're anti-sweating. But yes, it's the cleanest sweat. It's like I need Gibbs to fucking chill, and I need Chase to go nuts. And then I knew the Dotson versus Cooper thing was actually going to be pretty big. I
had to get up to go. My kid needed a diaper change, so I missed what happened at the end of the Bears-Lions game. Why did the Lions not kick a field goal with like 2 minutes left? And then how did the Bears get the ball back? With like it was past the 2-minute drill. The Lions have the ball. It's second and 8.
They ran a trick play. They were trying to do a throwback touchdown to Jared Goff, and the Bears blew it up, and they had a punt.
No, they intercepted.
No,
they intercepted it. Tipped INT by Goff. Okay,
that was the drive after.
So I'm sitting there. I pick up my kid to go change him, and I'm going back to go change him. And I'm like, okay, the Lions stall out here. They're gonna kick a field goal. The Bears are gonna get the ball back, kick a field goal. I'm gonna get overtime for Gibbs and Burden, and I'm gonna smoke these losers. Like I thought. Like I was counting my money, and then Jared Goff threw an interception and ruined it all. I mean, even if the Bears had gone down and gotten the field goal and Burden had a catch on that drive, what an experience. I mean, you got to see how the other side lives. You got to see how dark it is. Did you go into the ETR Cash Game Discord to see what the gremlins were doing?
I looked in there. I think it was it last night or was it during the cram? Yeah, I looked in there once in there to see what the little birdies were getting fed.
So I told Wiggins, I was like, will you add me in there on Sunday morning? Because like I was gonna come in and talk shit to them. And then I was like, actually, you know what, man? You really have done such a good job not arguing with other versions on the internet. Maybe just let it go. And I was like, it's not a good idea.
It really is like a hilarious. So from the gist of what I could see, so like, some people are posting screenshots of their stuff, and like everyone, it's like, so you don't like the Opto? And then someone will be like, that's not the Opto. It doesn't have Puka in it. And then it'll be like, well, I excluded Puka. And they're like, well, that's the second best. I'm like, is this how you guys talk all week? Is this
all week? All week. I'm not in the ETR Discord, which is probably best for my mental health. But like people our Easy sends me screenshots of it all the time.
I saw even
always
one
talking
reference
shit
of you. Because they watch your show and obviously the Levitan last minute stuff, just waiting for Levitan to just drop a little nugget, a little clue that they can.
Well, I just put the train team up. I'm like, whoever wants it can have it. Like, this is, I'm not going to play it, but if you want it, this is it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of myself for not engaging with them. I'm proud of Nate for, doing the Whopper line. Proud of Sammy for
paying down at defense.
paying down at defense. Very proud of Sammy for, we've had a lot of like worst plays of the year already, like worst play. Like I think what damn, I already forgot. They all
got wiped off the board because of CD Lamb.
No, I'm trying to think. Taysom Hill at 15% in the spy was the worst play of the year. I think this topped it. I think this topped Taysom Hill at 25.
I think Taysom Hill did outscore CD Lamb. So
Taysom like converted a crucial fourth down in this game as a receiver for the Saints. Oh, that was it. Thank you. Kyle Williams at 25%. Put that one in the Hall of GD fame as the worst play. Yeah.
All right, I've spent the past 5 minutes trying to build the best version of that Puka Chase Wilson team. I have it. You want to hear what it this is? Yes, this is the alpha lineup that you show up
Let's
with.
have it.
Tanner McKee. This is within reason. Like this is something Tanner McKee, Bijan, Jaydon Blue, Puka, Jamar Chase, Michael Wilson, Greg Dulcich, Grant Calcaterra, the Tanner McKee, Grant Calcaterra stack, Vikings defense. That's the shit right there.
If you had done that McKee to Calcaterra touchdown would have hit so hard.
You would have been you and your daughter would have just been like running laps around the mall, bro.
Oh man,
watching Calcaterra finally get there after years of touting his dusty ass.
Yeah, I think of you when I hear Calcaterra. I hear Harold Fannin. I think of Pat. I hear Calcaterra. I think of you.
Who's better? We'll never know.
It's impossible. It's impossible to say.
The funniest part of the group chat today might have been when Nate was like, "Can I get some Bijan?" And Davis was like, "Isn't he on every team?" Nate's like, "Some of us are playing GPPs," and I'm like, "What GPP team are you sweating out Bijan on?"
Well, I had way too much Bijan. Not a good day.
What was he owned in tournaments?
Like 40. He wasn't even that on. And then Puka was egregiously under owned too, but.
What were people playing in tournaments then?
Dude, like just insane.
Weird. People got weird.
Shit. It was insane.
People got weird.
Just completely off the board shit?
Yeah.
Just totally off the board. Yeah. 50% in the milli. All right, everyone. We're getting out of here.
Sorry, what shipped?
Here, I can pull up the spy.
That's the funny thing about cash is there's like 14 players that you're thinking about and everybody else ceases to exist.
Who is shocked I played a 0.7% on Brashard Smith in the spy? Not me.
Got to lose a couple more dollars on Chiefs before we get out of here.
Hey, he was the starting running back in that game. The winning team in the spy this week was Jackson Dart, Ramondre Stevenson, Jaydon Blue, Puka Nacua, Michael Wilson, 0.6% own Ryan Flournoy, Trey McBride, Colby Parkinson, and the Broncos defense.
This is disgusting.
That is incredible.
In fairness, Ryan Flournoy was a way better play than CD Lamb. So
the Colby
random. All of this is so random.
Colby Parkinson when Higbee comes back and scores touchdowns and Parkinson still gets there. That's amazing.
Yep. I mean, Parkinson being 1.4% owned with Higbee back is actually incredible.
I will say, like,
this is insane.
There probably should have been some more conversation about Ramondre Stevenson, right? Not for cash or whatever, but I didn't hear anybody talking about Ramondre. He just did this against the Jets. The exact same thing he just did against the Dolphins. Like what were we missing?
I didn't think about Ramondre. Pete in the BRs was 3% drafted.
I saw he was 1% in the Cash Game King double up, and I was like, "That's a bad play."
Who won the $35 for exactly the 3 cashing spot?
There's nothing that was funnier than pulling up that tournament and just seeing 10 all at the top of the lead. I don't think I recognize the username, but I did say the 3 people who finished closest to the cash line, those were the real winners because they built just a good enough lineup to cash. And of course, do you know who one of them was? Mossy Tunia from the Millionaire.
Yeah, send a Millionaire the shirt.
I gotta send him a hoodie now. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Kevin in Discord. He won $35,000 today in tournaments. Ugh,
Ooh.
disgusting.
What contest?
I don't know, some boomer fucking Kevin is the biggest boomer in our Discord. It's like when your dad sends a picture of his computer. Like, this is Kevin. Kevin is in his 50s.
He's Sammy.
He takes a photo of the screen of the balance, and you're trying to like make out how much money's in the yeah.
He said he set his lineup in the afternoon only rush on Wednesday. I mean, I think that part is probably a lie, but he did ship 35K. So
that reminds me, shout out to whoever. There was one lone person who sent me an afternoon only head at like 2:05. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Move along. We're on.
He's like, oh, is it casket week?
And
everyone.
the people who send me Saturday to Sunday ones trying to get me to like quick accept, not realize. I'm like, these people, man.
Well, I mean, hey, it was probably if you would have accepted them and just reserved it, no one would have had a score you wanted from the Saturday games.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and see you in 365 days.